morning, live from Lagos. A very busy week for Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission ends today in Lagos with a raft of meetings and registration and compliance reviews of the market operator. That started on Monday. And just as the week was coming to a close, Channel's business news producer, Temple Ashaju, sat down with the SEC chief, Gwarzo, for an extensive interview to discuss the outcome of the CMC meeting, the progress reports on the Nigeria Capital Market Roadmap, and a review of the Investment and Securities Act that's pending before the National Assembly, as well as the Investment and Securities Tribunal, transforming that tribunal into a proper court for dealing with criminal and unbecoming activities in the capital market. Let's take a listen to this extensive interview with Temple and Gwarzo.
Okay, yes, we received several updates from various committees. One critical committee is the e-dividend and DCS committee, which was also handling the issue of the multiple applications. So the e-dividend, they are on course, even though the enrollment rate is going down now because we have extended of the 31st of December. But we have pleaded with all the stockbroking firms, all the capital market operators to also be in the vanguard of encouraging people to do that. We also got a report that shows that the form for the e-dividend and the direct cash settlement has now been merged. So you have only one form now. All you need to do is just to complete one form. It will enable you to fall into the e-dividend and the DCS. We also got a report with respect to the multiple accounts. You remember that we have issued a deadline and we have categorized the multiple accounts into A and B. And our engagement with the company secretaries was also very timely because we actually want them to also be on the same page. Because by the time we're treating the multiple accounts, the company secretary would be a very key stake players in it. So we also got a report and we're on course. The 31st of December deadline for people that have documents to prove that those investments are theirs, they should be able to do that. And if they don't do that, they will certainly forfeit it. We also got a briefing in terms of the population of our template for capital market operators. For the first time in the history of this market, we're going to have accurate data of all registered capital market operators in this country. For the last 40, 50 years, the data that operators have and the data that the SEC has never been the same. Because sometimes the operator, one of his staff would have left the company and he will not notify the SEC. Or probably he has notified the SEC and that information has not been captured. And that's the reason why we move our registration office from Abuja to Lagos. So we got also a report on the success they have achieved. As of today, we have 421 capital market operators that have accurate data. And we've given them more time for them to be able to, to now update their data. We also got a report on the Committee on Financial Literacy. And we're able to agree that we're going to have two phases of financial literacy. The first one that is driven by CBN is for the entire regulators. But we pushed for having a financial literacy specifically for the capital market, where we will institute the studies of capital market studies in primary school and secondary school. And we presented the budget and the market accepted the budget. And we have 6 phases based on our collaboration with the Nigerian Educational Resource Development Center. And those phases are going to be implemented one by one. The visit by the Cameroon delegations, Cameroon just recently joined the International Organization of Securities Commission. So I think it was a timely visit because they are new into the capital market. And I chaired the Committee on Africa and Middle East. They are also members of AMAC. So they are here to study our capital market. They are here to see how things are run. They were in our Abuja office on Monday to have rapport with various departments, particularly operations department, and more specifically to investigation and enforcement department, so that they can strengthen their own. They are also here. They also observe our CMC and our press briefing. And between now to Friday, they are also going to visit some strong, very senior houses so that they can also rub minds with them. So it was a very good visit. It was more or less like a study visit, and we're happy with that kind of visit. Last week, we also have the Ghanaians that have also come. So to me, within the African regions, and Kenya, we're also expecting Kenya early next year. This shows that within the African region, the capital market is seen to be the market that everybody should follow. And why they're doing it is because these initiatives we're implementing under the master plan. Because every time we go to AMAG, we provide details on our implementation of master plan. So within the African regions, those African countries are happy. For instance, in Kenya, they want to replicate what we have with FMDQ. They also want to have a similar platform in their own jurisdictions. In Ghana and Cameroon, they are also keen on coming up with their own master plan, because Uganda, Kenya, Malaysia, they all have their master plan. And when we share with them our master plan, they seem to be more comfortable with the Nigeria master plan. So we agree that we're going to have a workshop with them so that we also share with them some of the ideals, some of the good initiatives within the master plan. So the visit was very good. It shows a lot of confidence on the Nigerian economy. It shows a lot of confidence on the capital market, and it shows a lot of confidence and the leadership of SEC in the Nigerian capital market.
What is obsolete about the Investment and Securities Acts of 2007 that you presented to the National Assembly as something that has to be reviewed?
The review of ISA is one of the initiatives of the master plan.